different at all than you were 10 years ago when you left here?
Obviously, yes, but
Besides 10 years older.
older. And
Why
then
is that?
I told Gundy and Trent when I got the job, I said, I'm not that guy in 2005 that could jog around, run around, chase guys, because I had both my knees replaced and a hip replaced. So, but same kind of philosophy: coach them hard, love them hard.
Voice is still there.
Oh yeah, still there.
Yeah.
Passion's still there. So, having fun.
Is your approach pretty much the same as the way it was when you were last here? Or
Pretty much.
I mean, I assume you're always got to be tweaking stuff.
Right, tweaking here and there. I got strong convictions on how I teach technique. Repetition's the greatest teacher. We're gonna work hard on it every day. It's all about fundamentals. When I got here, we talked about toughness and technique, so that's what we did before, and that's what I expect to do again.
When did you find out Kyle was leaving, and how did that conversation go with you and Trent?
Really fast. It was a Thursday. Gundy hit me on a text, said we need to talk, and kind of thought one of the other guys I was working with had interviewed for the receiver job, so I thought he was calling me to ask about him, and then all of a sudden he said, hey, Kyle might be leaving, and we want you to come back as the O-line coach. Then like an hour later, Trent called and said Kyle is leaving. So big scramble, and rest is history. So happy as heck to be back here.
What's the difference between what you're doing as an analyst last year and this job here? Is it night and
I
day,
kind of
or-
helped with the run game down there, helped with technique. Just everything wasn't on my shoulders, you know what I mean? So I was like an assistant O-line coach to Coach Terry down there, and it was great. You know, there was no egos, had a lot of fun. He's a great guy, and it was a good deal.
What's in the cupboard here for you?
What's in the cupboard? I kind of like what I see. I mean, you know, we watch runs and stuff. When I first got here, I see guys that are athletic guys, and you know, I think there's some guys, once they get back too, there's a couple guys that are out recovering. But I like the group, and we will work, I can tell you that right now.
How do you how do you compare with Coach Devan? I mean, different or he played for you, but
Yeah.
how are you different?
I'm sure he's learned other things, you know what I mean? Some I would assume are the same,
Yeah.
but you know, I don't know. I'm probably a little older and grumpier, so.
Well, Trent said the one comparison he has with you and Kyle's, you both relationship builders. Is
Yes.
that, I mean, how has that worked for you over your career?
I mean, you gotta get your kids to trust you, you know, and that's a huge thing. And then they gotta know that you love them too if you're gonna coach them hard.
Yeah.
So that's important, you know what I mean? Somebody a long time ago said there's Coach Cav outside and then there's Uncle Mike inside, you know what I mean? But, you know, personality-wise, I'm gonna be demanding and everything on you all the time out on the field. And then you come into my office, you probably see a different personality, you know what I mean?
When they called, how long did it take you to decide you wanted to do this?
Not very long.
So, being back in this role, was it something you were looking to do? Did you
No,
think that ship
this,
had sailed?
this came out of the blue,
Came out of
so,
the blue.
you know, I was a senior analyst down the street and happy doing what I was doing, working with a lot of good people, and then all of a sudden this happened, and then obviously my first conversation was with my wife, so, but after that, it was pretty much, let's go.
You spent a good chunk of your career here. What does Oregon State mean to you?
A lot of great people, you know, that's where it starts. Go back to Mike Riley and all those guys I coach with, you know. The guys that I coached, Trent Bray was a linebacker and Gundy was a quarterback, and I work with Langs, and so it means a lot. I love the mentality here. We gotta get it, make sure it's right, you know what I mean? And it's about being physical and tough.
Didn't mean to talk over you, sorry. Was your decision to return, was that just because it was Oregon State, or was it because it was a O-line coaching job?
O-line coaching job, and one of my friends said to me, he goes, boy, that was a veteran move you made. You don't even have to move, just drive down the street. So, but I didn't plan that, so.
What are kind of the key tenets of a Cav offensive lineman?
I want a guy that's smart. I want a guy that's tough. When we get into recruiting, that's what I'm looking for as well. I want a guy that loves the game, works. Now, I can watch. If you don't finish every play when you're watching a recruit, that guy doesn't really love football. So trying to develop a mentality out there about finishing everything you do, you know. I stole this from a guy. How you do anything's how you do everything, right? So I expect a lot.
Given that, you know, Oregon State lost 4 starters off last year's team, is this a little bit more of an ideal situation in that you don't have a bunch of guys that are
All
just,
returners.
yeah, expecting they're
Yeah, I
gonna.
like the challenge, obviously, but like I said earlier, it's a good group. They all been great work-wise, and we'll keep that up. You know, I've never really been anywhere where I walked into a situation where everybody was there and they were loaded. So I kind of like that. Work, get better every day, and develop.
How do you kind of structure the room? Do you divide them into interior and tackles, or is it?
Hey, I'm still kind of learning that. Like, guys are playing tackle and guard and center and guard. Like, right now, I haven't decided who will be left, who will be right. As practice goes on, I'll be able to see that and decide that.
Kyle and Coach Mahalchuk preached on versatility. Is that something that you're also
Hell yeah.
emphasizing to this group as well too?
Absolutely. If you watch practice individual, you'll see us doing drills in a right-handed stance, same drills in a left-handed stance. So versatility has always been key. That's how we were when I was first here. Roy Schuning was a guard. At the end of the year, he was playing right tackle. So Andy Levitri played every spot. Right tackle, right guard, then left tackle. In 2 years, he's starting at right tackle. 2 years, he's at left. So training them that way, absolutely.